Hello, my dearest early Lang elementary folks. My name is Allison Litton, and this is Izzy. She will probably make multiple appearances during this recording. But there's been a lot, I feel like there's a lot of talk about what CI and acquisition-driven instruction looks like in the elementary classroom. And so I decided to share some of my thoughts. In the comments of this, or in the description of this video, it's the first time I've ever really done this to YouTube, so I apologize if it's a little bit clunky. I have a link to a particular kindergarten video that I did recently, actually last Thursday, before we had a snow day, which was great. Totally random, had not anticipated recording that class. It was the second class of 2, so I certainly learned some things, as we often do between the first and second class at the same level. You'll notice that the kids have stuffies or stuffed animals with them. That's something I've been trying to, it's messy. I won't get into why that happened, but it seems to be an interesting thing to have done. But anyway, regardless of that. So a couple of the things I really wanted to talk about with respect to CI, target language use, with the younger kidlets. It doesn't matter if they're literate or not. One of the things that I've really come to understand, and I used to get frustrated by this, but I realized, especially this year, if they're answering me in English, it's still okay, because it means that they're understanding what I'm saying. So in the beginning of this video, you will see me asking some questions based on a clip chat that we did on a Pocoyo video. And so I'm talking about who's playing hide and seek. And, you know, they're saying no. One girl eventually says the right answer, but lots of gestures, lots of gestures. It's really, really important. And so I don't get upset with, in my case, L1 language use, because it still means they're comprehending. And that kind of jumps down to number 4 on my bulleted list here. I don't like forced output. Really, really, really against that, in regardless of the age level. I feel like with younger students, it's a little bit more natural when they do produce, but you have to set it up right. And I think about those, you know, the parents or grandparents or whatever of kids who are like, oh, you're taking French, say something. It's like, that doesn't work. Like, you don't go to, you know, someone's house, like if you're a grandmother, and go to your, you know, grandchild's house and say, oh, you said a word, or you're speaking, say something. Like, that doesn't work. So production does not mean acquisition. It's a very organic process. And so that brings me to my little green bullet here, which is just keep it simple. Yes, no questions, either or questions, all of those things are great. They're fine. They're perfect. They're exactly the kind of thing that you should be doing in an elementary classroom, because it keeps the kids engaged. It provides them with an opportunity to express what they know. And I'm a big fan of repeating things. Oh, hello. Should I repeat the fact that you are, this is not cool? Okay, off, come on, off, sorry. Sometimes there are power struggles in the classroom and with domestic animals. But repetition is your friend. And here's what I mean. I do the same thing over and over and over again. I will do a math activity or like an adding activity. What you'll see me do one at the end of the video that's mentioned in the description of this video, where we're just adding, we're adding. And you'll see sort of how that manifests itself. And I don't expect the kids to necessarily give me the right answer. It's just, it's making connections. And that's really important. And so I've done this activity before, and you might, I can't remember which video this is, because the first class that I filmed for this was it just was not going to be pretty. It was not going to show you all the things that I wanted to show you, but we have those moments, right? Like, and it happens, and it's fine. And we have to, recognize it and not necessarily embrace it, but just be like, yep, that happened. It was a bummer. Oh, well, moving on. But I do a lot of the same things over and over again. I have sort of some similar bailout plans where it's like, I've got a little bit of a lag, what am I going to do? Prime example. And this is one of my favorites. So there is a book, I have it at school. I don't have it here at home. In French, it's called Bonjour Facteur, Hello Mailman. And you know what? I'm going to do a separate little video on this because it's having the visual really matters. But that being said, these are things to keep in mind when you're working with elementary students, because I truly find that CI and acquisition-based instruction is really powerful with younger students, because it just creates, it's simple. There's simplicity in it. And I have to admit that I hadn't started teaching K1, 2, and even 3 until I had become a CI teacher. So it's sort of where how I entered the world of really early language learners, but they go hand in hand. And so if you have any questions about what it looks like, how to do it, I'm not an expert. I've been doing it for a while. And so by trial and error, I have some things that work, but please feel free to reach out. I've got a bunch of, various posts on my blog about what this kind of thing looks like. So I love it. I love working with younger students. I just think it's so much fun. They're just so innocent and organic, and I really strive for organic. I like organic food, but I also feel really strongly about organic language production. And I do think that this is a philosophy, a pedagogical way of thinking that encourages that, allows for that. So hopefully this helps. Some questions that you may have. Again, check out the video description for some links to things, and reach out if you have any questions. I love to talk this stuff. It makes me really happy. So anyway, happy trails, and let me know. Tell me your successes and your failures and all that good stuff, because it's all important and we all grow that way. So, okay, bees.